Thank you for joining us today for Devotions with Brother Aaron. I want to encourage you real quickly, if you haven't already, follow us on our social media outlets. Facebook is Fresh Fire Ministries, Hogansville, Georgia. Please click on the follow button there. YouTube is Fresh Fire Ministries with Aaron McCullough, and I want you to click on the subscribe button there. Or X is Fresh Fire Georgia. You can follow us there too. Okay, the title of the devotion today is, For What Have You Sold Your Soul? For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? That's Mark 8:36 and 37 in the King James Version of the Bible. I was seated in a hospital room visiting the mother of one of my church members when her boss entered to visit with her. He is the principal of one of our local high schools, and she is a dietitian. As he sat and made small talk with her, I just kind of sat back and listened to what was being said. First, he spoke of how all the students missed her and were concerned about her health. Then his conversation turned to the wrestling team. He told about how he had prayed them off on the bus that morning as they were leaving for an out-of-state wrestling event. He said, I was so proud of them. They all stood, took their caps off, and bowed their heads as I prayed. He said, I told them, remember, you are men of character. Model it in all that you do. Then, as he stood to leave, he approached her bed and asked, May I have a word of prayer with you before I go? To which she gladly responded, Yes. After he left the room, she looked at me and said, That's one of the best men I know. He has turned that school around. Later, as I pondered the actions of this man, I realized that I had just witnessed someone who had not sold his soul for career advancement or knuckled under to the politically correct elite of today. Today I saw the actions of a man who has taken inventory of his life situation, and has decided to make a difference by doing the right thing right where he is. He is a man who has decided not to point the proverbial finger at the so-called them and blame them for the sorry state of affairs we are experiencing today. Instead, he has realized, as we all should, that we are them. And if changes are to be made, we must make them. In the name of career advancement, political correctness, separation of church and state, and whatever else you want to call it, America has sold her soul to the devil, and we are paying the piper for our ungodly actions. Today, we Americans are enjoying an era of economic and technological expansion. However, underneath it all, there is still a question that begs an answer. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? What a breath of fresh air it was for me to witness the actions of a public official who has not sold his soul to the devil. Instead, he proudly clings to and models the standards of morality and decency that are quickly becoming relics of the past in America. I close this devotion with a statement of truth and a question. Truth. All of us have sold our souls to something. The only question is, to what? I pray that as the principal, we have sold our soul to Jesus and are committed to doing what is right. Oh, by the way, except for a few insignificant changes, I wrote today's devotion on December the 3rd, 1999. Isn't it amazing how the more things change, the more they stay the same? Here's the question. I wonder, for what have we sold our souls? Lord, would you birth into our hearts today a renewed, Lord, desire to stand for what is right, to stand against what is wrong and to do both in Christian love, Lord. Lord, I love you today, and I thank you for this sweet and timely reminder, Lord, not to sell our souls out to the devil, but to sell them out for you. And I ask these things in your name, amen.